So in this video we're going to change the size of the world and the speed, and we're going to go all retro and simulate a ZX81. So I have this Cellular Automata running. Let me just do an inspect to get the development tools up. And what we're going to do in this video is change the size of the world. Now, I already know there's code to do this in the system, because if I change the browser size here, it adjusts and resizes. So there's something in the code that I can reuse to help me do this. So all we have to do is find it. So if I look in the sources view at the top, I can see there's a whole bunch of world resizing code. And the clues I need are going to be in here. So in this handle resize, I can see that we change the physical size of the canvas and we calculate scales in this world sizes. I suspect that's probably what we want to do. So if I have a look at the calculate scales code, I can see that it uses sizes that are set up on the world sizes itself. My world width, my world height, and the real world width and real world height. And in when we start up the world, it uses the world sizes, my world width, my world height. So I suspect then what we can do is we can use that, type world sizes dot my world. Let's start with the width, make it 100. Let's change the world sizes. Let's change the height, make that 100 as well. Now that didn't do anything on its own because we have to force the world to change its sizes. There we go. Now we have a world that is 100 by 100. So let's make it bigger. Now let's make it bigger than it was. Let's make it 1000 by 1000. Now this might slow things down a little bit because 1000 by 1000 is 1,000,000. So it gives us 1,000,000 cells when the game is going. So you can see we have all this unused space over here that it's still not using. So there's something wrong. We haven't done enough here. We can use the calculate scales to make the world smaller, but we have to do something else to make it bigger. So what I probably need to do is tell the running world that it is 1000 by 1000. Now remember, when we start the world, we put these values in. So these have already been, let's have a look and see what size it thinks it is. It thinks it's 319. We're going to tell it it's 1000 by 1000 to match the scales that we set up. And now we can start to see dots appearing in there. Now this will be a little bit slow when it starts going through. Everything is slowing down. You can see that right at the top left there. The whole world is moving a bit more slowly. But it is now 1000 by 1000. Now if you try this, I hope you've got enough memory on your machine to support this. Otherwise you might bring your machine to a crashing halt. Now back in the old days, we used to play with the ZX81. That was black and white, and it has a resolution of 64 by 48 pixels. Not very much by today's standard, but pretty good in its time. So let's simulate that. So we want 64 by 48. Then let's set the size. And I'm just going to use the world sizes for this. It'll make it a little bit easier to set things up later. So it is 64 by 48, but that's a bit small in the top left-hand corner there. So what we want to do, remember, is set the scale. There we go. But the ZX81 was black and white. So let's take the lessons we learned, one of the earlier hacks, and change the color. There we go. Now the ZX81 probably wasn't that fast. Really wasn't. It was quite a slow computer. So let's change the speed. Let's stop the current invasion. Let's stop the game. There we go, we have to call it as a function. Now we're going to start the game, but we're going to do it not every 5 milliseconds, I'll do it every second. And now I'll add things back into this world every 3 seconds. Now I think if I had coded this game on the ZX81, it would probably be running about as fast as this. You might find that a little bit too slow, so you could quite easily speed it up. If I stop the invasion, start the invasion again, a little bit faster this time. Let's stop the game just that little bit faster. Now if you're coding ZX81 in assembly, it might go as fast as this. But there you go. Now we can change the size of the world, and we can control the game by stopping it and starting it.